All right. Go ahead, Allison.
Yeah, I was just saying this year is an experiment because I only did one traveling show. Everything else has been the local artist market, which is on Saturdays. And I did a bunch, and then I took a break in late July, early August. Did Eric and I did a road trip, and then I'm back to it. And so it's every Saturday, and it does affect my work. Like Sunday is a recovery day because it's very exhausting, even though it's just 5 hours. You use that time to engage everyone you can. And so, um, normally when I do shows on the road, I have I have swaths of time in between to do my work. So I'm not just making stock, right? There's other like showpieces, things like that. And it's harder to do that when every single Saturday I'm going to the artist market. So but I'm gonna keep doing that this year and I have plenty of stock anyway. So but it's that ambiguous time that sometimes we need, as artists to create our work that I miss. And so anyway, I'll see, change up the balance next year. But it is good. I mean, you had a really nice Saturday last week. Um, so like if there's a show I travel to, and I pay for the booth fee, travel, all of that, and I break even here, breaking even is $100, so it's much easier to actually make money.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. In November, I signed up for a crap show at my local Shriners Center
Uh-huh.
because I have a whole basement filled with photographs.
Uh-huh.
So,
Well, tell your friends and neighbors and who knows?
yeah, they don't buy art. I'm just
Yeah, but wait till you
curious,
buy a piece of Larry. That's
right?
Right.
I should sell pictures of my dogs. Oscar, can you talk?
Yeah, I can.
So, how are your shows this summer?
It's all over, but overall, I'm down from last year, but it's no horrible neither. So I'm hanging in there. Um, things are going really unpredictable. Shows that normally I would do good, I'm doing okay, and shows that I do okay, I'm doing good. So I can't tell you left and right what's up, what is down anymore. It's it's been interesting, and some shows uh I'm being let down a little bit, but it's still good, if that makes sense. So,
I don't know. Only to you it makes sense.
well, it's more like you said that you used to make $10,000 in a show, and now you're making just $6,000 in the show. Still good money, but it's less than before. So that's what I that's what I mean.
Yeah, back
And
when I was doing shows, I had two shows that I made over $10,000 at every year.
so
And one of them I didn't get in every.
and
What?
that I'm doing $30,000 a show. So it's I don't know. Nothing makes any sense to me.
Yeah. Pinky, did you say something?
How long were those shows?
Well, Ann Arbor, I stopped doing it around 2001 or 2002, but I used to do over 15 every year.
How many days were the events?
Four.
Okay.
And
So
the other one was State College here in Pennsylvania. And I used to do better at State College than Ann Arbor, but I would only get in every third year.
But I always wonder, like not getting in, do people then miss you?
Of course.
So that, in a way could be a good thing.
Well, for who?
I mean, we have no choice if we don't get in.
Right.
I was a emerging artist at Arts Beats and Eats last weekend, and people were asking what made me an emerging artist. What would you say?
That you're just starting to do shows.
But I'm
It's
not.
not based on the quality of your artwork, it's based on how many shows you've done.
Okay. How
Each
many
show has
shows?
a,
Go ahead.
each show has a different definition. Like some shows might say if you've done shows for 3 years or less. But yeah, I mean, I've known emerging artists who, like a jeweler who worked in the field, like in New York for worked for other people, right? So she had her chops, but she started doing art fairs she had never done before. So she qualified to be an emerging artist. So it's not like she was just starting out making jewelry, but she was starting out with her own line, if that makes sense.
Okay.
If you have a good-looking booth picture and a nice set of jury images, and you're willing to travel, the Florida shows start closing around the end of September. And the bigger shows have emerging artist categories, like Coconut Grove.
What do you guys do for traveling? Do you always get a hotel? Do you guys have campers?
What's your medium?
Paint.
I'm
She's a painter.
painter.
Painter. I try to get Airbnbs um, because I like to have my own food. And I mean, there are some hotels out there who where they have little kitchenettes, things like that. But I travel with my husband and I like to have a separate room also because he wakes up much earlier than me. And I just find it more comfortable, and I save a lot of money on food and it just, makes me happier.
Yeah, in the 90s, I drove a box truck and I had a sleeping compartment built in. So for 10 years, I slept in the truck. So I saved as much more money than I ended up paying for than I ended up. The truck cost me nothing, basically, because I saved more than the cost of the truck in hotel fees. But for a woman, it's different, you know. What you should do if you're going to travel is try to find somebody you could share rooms with.
I do all three things. When I'm in Florida, I got a camper park, traveling trailer park over there, primarily. So that's my home when I'm in Florida. When I'm at the show, I stay in the van. But when up here in the Midwest, it depends on where you are. There's some places you cannot stay in the van, so you have to get an hotel. But if you can find another artist that you can share the room, that helps a lot because hotels are getting really, really expensive and it's becoming almost unaffordable.
And
And
then
the,
some
and
shows, some shows have rates also for the artists, which helps.
Yeah, local hotels sometimes they'll work with the show.
but if you are going to say if you're traveling long distance, you really need to put on. If you're driving by yourself, you need to have a place to be able to take a nap in the vehicle, no matter what. Even if you don't use it, you should have a place to lay down and rest if you're doing long distance. And if you're female, I would say honestly get an hotel all the time. But that's not being chauvinistic or anything like that. I just saying for safety reasons. Some women do it, though they stay in the band and everything else, but it's up to you how you are. And and the biggest challenge is always the bathroom and showering. That's the thing.
Yeah, I was thinking about that and thinking that if someone were to stay in their vehicle, if they would go to like a trucker stop to basically get ready in the morning and like shower and do all that stuff.
I used to
Oh,
do stuff like that when I was on the road.
I got a privacy. If they're in Florida, you can do it with no problems. It's different cities, different things. In Florida, they got a place for the artists to park and stay in the RV, and I got a privacy tent, and I can shower in the tent outside the band. And I just go to Starbucks or a coffee shop in the morning and take and use the bathroom in that situation. Uh, but when you are in in other places, uh, you don't have that it's different in every place. But if you cannot get a place for me, it's how cold or hot it's going to be at night, and then can I shower where the band is staying. If not, you can always get a Planet Fitness membership and use the Planet Fitness instead of going to the truck stop because the truck stop might not be close to the show also. So
Or YMCA or YWCA.
yeah,
Yeah, you'd have to check with them if you're not a member, though. Some will allow you to pay to get in.
like sometimes they let you use like a 1 day pass.
And I couldn't do that when doing a show because I have to kind of be in my sales personality. And so I like to be comfortable.
So, talking about sales personality, do you limit your energy that you give? Because I noticed that the first day I gave a lot of energy and then I was very drained
Mhm.
after first day.
Um, I mean, I guess it depends. It depends on the show. Okay, so I've learned like somebody may come to my booth and say, "Oh, I have a ton of jewelry. I don't even wear any of it anymore." Okay. So someone like that, I'd say obviously be friendly, but that would be somebody to disengage with. Oh, my walls are full. I'm not buying anything, there are people like that. But I think it's important to anyone who like for me as a jeweler, people really come in. It's a little bit intimate, so I greet people. Um, but I definitely yeah, at the local artist market, which is only 5 hours, I expend a lot of energy on pretty much everyone, and it's exhausting. But at a show, like a 3-day art fair, I might try to, read the customer a little more. And so, but I mean, I think it's important to, greet everyone too. Um, and even simply say, "Could help you if you need it," or something like that, just so they know they've been acknowledged.
Well, actually, this business is not for the faint of heart. You should be on all the time, from the time the show opens till it closes, because that's how you're going to earn a living.
I
You
mean,
tip,
I don't drink my coffee until about 11 o'clock or 12, and it kind of gives me that boost I need.
Me
It's
too.
little things can help you along the way, whether it's like when I travel also, I might have kind of a home baked, um, I don't know, lemon poppy seed bread or something like that. And that's kind of perfect for if the show goes till 8. So maybe at 3 in the afternoon, having something nice like that. Those little things, because we do ebb and flow throughout the day. Uh, and I'm lucky my husband helps as well. So I can kind of phase out a little bit and sit in back of the tent if I want. But, you could figure out what little things might help give you that energy back as you get through your day.
but I think the most
What
important you have to keep a good attitude to the whole show and don't talk bad about the customers. Don't talk bad about the town. Just keep a good attitude to the whole show.
And
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 don't talk bad
if an
about
artist
your
comes into
neighbors.
your booth and starts complaining that the show sucks, um, what I do is I can talk to you after the show, but I can't have the negative energy right now. And I just sort of nicely ask them to,
Leave.
because it's really important to just sort of be in la la land. Everything's great. You're busy, getting bugs off your paintings or
Yeah. I have a picture somewhere that my wife took of me sleeping behind the booth at Ann Arbor because we had a 17-foot booth. So we had a 6-foot stock area.
What do you do when you have a bad vending neighbor?
Ignore them.
I had two teenage girls that were crying in front of my booth this weekend.
Two teenage girls. Were they booth neighbors?
They
They
were like
were
from
the
the
booth
booth next to you?
they were the booth neighbor's daughters. She brought them both with her every
Did,
day.
did you ask
And
oh,
them to stay in front of their mother's booth?
I didn't know how to do it because I don't want to parent someone else's children.
It's not a question of that. If they're distracting people so they won't come in your booth, you need to ask them to move. I mean, especially if they're exhibitors. I mean, there's no excuse for that. Sometimes public will gather in front of your booth. They'll have a meet and greet or something.
mhm.
So then you go out and you start rearranging your paintings so they're in your way and you have to bump into them. And they'll catch on right away and move.
I will usually just say something and I'll try to couch it like, "Oh, excuse me guys, you probably don't realize it, but you're blocking the entrance to my booth. So would you
Right.
mind maybe going and if there's some obvious place, I'll be like, "Oh, maybe you guys could chat over there or something."
Or go behind your mother's booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go cry
Right.
with your mom.
Yeah.
How do
That
you
sounds like a
say,
horrible situation, but I had somebody who put out she had these tote bags, which she should not have had at the show. They were printed on, and she had like a carousel for it, and it was out like
Yeah,
kind of
in
in
the
front of my
aisle.
booth. And I asked her to move it, and she was hostile to me for the rest of the show. And I did find out from someone else who lives there, that this person isn't, that wasn't just me. And I just ignored her the rest of the show. And then she had some parking questions, and I was like sickly nice to her, and that was that. And it's like, yeah, I mean, that's all you can do. And when you ask somebody to move, like those people hanging out in front of your booth, affecting your business, you don't know how they're going to react, but you can't control that. And they can't just stay in front of your booth, but it is true. They may just not realize. And so just, be as nice as possible. And, you're just trying to do your business.
Maybe ask her mother, their mother.
Well, that's weird if it was in another exhibitor's daughter.
But you were in an emerging artist section, so that mom might not be aware of these sorts of
Well,
unwritten
no,
rules.
usually an emerging artist, it's not a section, it's mixed in, interspersed with throughout the show.
Oh, no,
this one was a
sometimes
second.
no, they're often ghettoized, the emerging artists. Like I know
Really?
at Cherry Creek they are, at St. Louis they are. They have their own little section.
I would have definitely said something to the mother, if not to the daughters. I mean, you can't let them hurt your business.
Especially because you were on the end, so you literally just had, wasn't it set up so that you had the neighbor in front of you, and if they couldn't get past you, they literally just wouldn't see you because you were already at the end. They'd just turn around and go the other way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Most people are really nice at art fairs, but you know, they
Yeah, but there are
they
some assholes.
there are.
How do you guys feel about people taking pictures of your work or your setup?
Well, how do you feel about it? It's
I
very
have
easy to say, please don't take photographs.
I have mixed emotions.
I mean, are you afraid they're going to copy your designs? Or
Um,
or you can always walk out there and stand next to the piece they're photographing and say, "Here, I'll be glad to pose for you with this painting."
Some shows provide signs that say
Say
no
no
photographs.
photography. Yeah.
For me as a jeweler, I get people to photograph the work on a card that has my name on it, and it's different. So
Well, even if you have those signs, a lot of times they don't see it. We have
true.
at Comic Con there were, poster signs that said no photography. And there's still people, they come up to something and pick up their phone and start, you know.
Yeah, but they're not going to be able to reproduce something from a phone picture.
Well, I mean, they're taking pictures of CD or 3D ceramics and stuff, like, you know,
I
and
mean,
phones
iPhones have
now
a
have
pretty
a
good
very
camera.
high megapixel uh, settings on them. So,
Yeah, but still.
I
I went to Indian Market here in Santa Fe, and I was at a booth when someone was taking pictures, and I said you need to ask the artist before you take the pictures. I can as a person wandering the show, but I think it's actually really rude, and people are so used to just having their phones and taking pictures, But
yeah.
we need to change our whole culture.
I usually don't care if people take pictures of my art, but if I'm able to like see them before they do it, I'll say, I don't mind if you take pictures. I prefer you ask in advance, especially because you'll run into a lot of artists who will get really angry if you start taking pictures without asking. For me, I
Is it
don't care because I just figure there are more important things for me to worry about. It's hard to stop people if they really want to take a picture.
Yeah, I know.
And so, how was your experience as an emerging artist then, aside from the pain in the neck
It
neighbors?
it was really good. I learned a lot that
What
I
show
think
was it?
it was Arts Beats and Eats.
Oh, right. You told me that at the beginning.
Um, so I learned a lot that I'll definitely do next year different. Um, I know that they say that you shouldn't like over clutter your booth, and my booth was very cluttered, but I also got compliments on having so many different variations of art. So I don't know.
But next year you won't qualify for the Emerging Artist Program, so you're going to need a cleaner booth picture.
They said that you can be an emerging artist at Arts Beats and Eats for up to 3 years.
Really?
Yeah,
What if you do other shows?
I don't know.
I mean, I haven't done Arts Beats and Eats since Connie ran it.
But I don't think the location for the artist's booth is very good. I wouldn't want to be there if I had the opportunity to be elsewhere.
But the price was nice.
That's true.
And they provide a display for you, right?
N- What display?
Well, okay, here. Some shows provide a tent with some kind of walls inside for emerging artists.
Oh no, we had to provide all of our own setup.
Okay. Yeah, like here, Three Rivers in Pittsburgh, where I live, they set up tents with grid walls and they have lights inside the tents because they all the booths get electricity. And that's what the emerging artists get.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you learned that you would do different? You said one was your booth as far as the contents
My
in it.
I misunderstood um the fine print of it, and I thought it said that you couldn't have somebody else in your booth. And I think by that they meant somebody else's artwork
Mhm.
and not like a vending buddy. And I've done craft shows before and like holiday shows where I always have a vending buddy. So I thought that it was weird that I couldn't have a
You mean
vending buddy.
sharing the booth,
No,
right?
like I
Somebody
think that's
helping
what
you?
Oh,
somebody helped.
you can always
Yeah.
have somebody helping you.
Yeah. I
So
just
I
want to say
You,
one thing about the word vending. Um, and that may be me, but
everybody
vending,
takes offense to it.
right? A lot of people do. Like we're
really?
artists.
Okay. So what do you call it when you go to
Artists,
the
artists,
artist booth?
or craftspeople. But vending is something like selling popcorn.
Okay.
I think the term vendor and vending is used a lot in the craft market world sort of thing. Um, I always hear it used there. I don't know why, but yeah, I feel weird if someone calls me a vendor. I'm like, no, I'm not selling soda.
So when you say you're going to an art market, you say I'm going to be an artist at an art event.
Yeah.
How do
Or I'll say
you
Or
I
exhibiting. I'm
An
exhibiting.
exhibitor.
Yep.
an exhibitor? Okay, there we go.
a lot of the times I just say, I've got a show, I've got an art fair, I'm going to have my art at XYZ sort of thing. If someone asks me, I don't know if they run across me at like Arts Beats and Eats, there was like vendors and artists and music people. If when people asked me who I was, I said, oh, I'm one of the artists down at the art fair section.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. They had a separate section. And I remember when Norm Darwish was still alive, Connie gave him the best spot in the show at Arts
It turned
Beats.
out to be a great show for me. Um, I got called off the wait list. So when I was first waitlisted for it, earlier this year, I didn't care because I thought, well, it's a big festival with music and stuff. That's not really my thing anyways. And then my Labor Day plans fell through. So I contacted the director a week ago and said, hey, if you need someone, I'm local, I can fill in. And so she called me like 4 hours before setup and asked if I wanted to do the show. So I did, which at first
Okay.
I regretted because I tend not to like to do things without like really far advanced planning. But anyways, it might end up being my most profitable show this year. I did really well, and I've been struggling all summer trying to find the people who get my art and were willing to spend on it. So it was a really nice surprise.
That's great.
Yeah.
See, if you had a vehicle dedicated to doing shows, then it would always be packed sitting there,
Well,
ready to
I
go.
kind of do. Like during the summer, I have a minivan. And if I need to actually put people in it, I can throw stuff out of the back seat pretty quickly. But usually during the summer, everything except one bin of stuff that I need to replace in between shows comes in the house. Everything else there stays, which is why it was easy for me to decide at the last minute to go do it.
Right. Good.
It depends on where you live, though, if you want to leave stuff in the car.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I have, I live in a pretty safe little area and keep my car in the garage and stuff, but yeah, you probably couldn't do that everywhere.
Definitely not. So I'm doing a snail mail, um, a postcard, and I I do pretty well with online orders from people who already know me, customers that I've met at shows across the country. And so because I'm not at these shows this year, I want to remind them, and I'm also celebrating 30 years of being in business. So, I want to send them a physical reminder. Uh, that I'm here, I'm also offering $100 off coupon, which not that many people have taken advantage of yet. And I think a lot of people don't see it in the email. It's only in the email. It's not on my website. It's only for email. It's for past customers or people who have signed up for the email. And I did send one out where the only message was about the coupon, and more did open it. But I find that, good old snail mail is a good way to get into people's homes and remind them. And this coupon lasts till the end of the year, so nobody's in a rush to use it either. But I'm hoping, because I haven't done all of these traveling shows, that it does spark um, some sales.
Do you get their mailing addresses when they buy from you in person?
Yeah, and well, not everyone buys from me the first time I meet them. So if people are interested and they've tried things on, and that sort of thing, they'll either sign the mailing list or I'll suggest that they do. Some people don't want to put their email because they get too many emails, so they'll only put snail mail. I tell them I send one email a month. I'm honest with them, and so yeah, it depends. It's less people send snail mail now than they used to. I mean, put their snail mail down, but enough do that, I could still reach them.
Yeah. So you have it just set up as like just another option, the way that, I would do an email list. It just never occurred to me to give them space to put a snail mail address if they wanted.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I do. And the other thing I do so I print out a sheet where people sign up and I fill out the first line. I make up, it's just a fictitious name and address and email because I find that whatever the first one is, that's what people follow. Isn't that wild?
Yeah. I have a book. It only has spaces for email addresses and then comments, but I always carry it over from one show to the next because more often than not, there's always at least one address at the top of the next page. So it feels like, I've primed it for that show so people don't think they're the first one signing up.
Right, right. Yeah. But yeah, I find like this artist market that I do here in Santa Fe. I might just make a sale or two, but depending on the sale, it could be very good. But then there's the portion of people they're interested, but they're not expecting us. So an art fair, people are going to the fair. They've gone every year, and here it's on the other side of the rail track from the farmers market. It's a whole separate sort of juried group, but they're not expecting us. So they wander by and they might not be ready to buy from me or to spend the money. And um, so if they're interested enough, I'll get their information. And then a couple days later, I send out a thank you to all the people who signed up. And this way, hopefully they'll remember who I am. And then I'll offer free shipping. And then when they get my regular email to customers, they will have already seen the thank you.
I found out that one of the upcoming shows I'm doing, the director used my painting for the flyer, which was a really big surprise.
That's
He
cool.
Yeah, he came. It's for this little show called Funky Ferndale, and he came to Arts Beats and Eats, and he said, "I've got a flyer for you, and I think you're going to be surprised." I'm like, "Why?" And so he showed it to me, and it's got like my little Buster dog on it.
That's great.
I was like so excited. That's so cool, and it was nice. He
That's
credited my
fantastic.
name on it, so that's good.
Yeah. It also, to the customers or potential customers, it provides a type of credibility.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely posted about it on social media.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that show. I've lots of whenever people are recommending shows for me, when I'm talking to other artists and stuff about what might be a good fit for me, that one gets recommended more often than all the others. So hopefully it'll be good.
So has anyone started applying yet for next year?
Yeah, I got a bunch of applications out already.
Mm-hmm.
See what happens. I don't.
Right.
I just want to finish this month, and then I can concentrate more next year. I also going to wait for the next sale before I order the whatever I need for the door booth. So we see. On my end, uh, thinking that I'm
Um,
going to end sending everything to from Chicago, from send it to here. I'm going to send it to Florida. We see. We see.
Well,
What,
sorry, go ahead.
sorry. What is like some good key points to put into your artist statement?
well, when you say artist statement, what the shows ask for is usually materials and techniques.
And you're talking about Zap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unless they ask for a second statement, which takes inspiration into account, they don't want to hear about inspiration. They don't have time. I just put a link in the chat for a form to collect email addresses. It shows. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So
It's,
what kind of artist statement are you looking for? Is it for an application?
Yeah, I was just curious as what you guys. Oh, I have to fill out this.
I mean, it depends on what it says.
Well, generally, don't they just want to know what it is and how you made it?
yeah,
Often it literally just says materials,
and tech.
right?
Materials,
Materials and technique.
That's what it is and how you made it.
then and 100 characters. You have to
Right.
if you make one good one or 100 characters, you said because no, that's the one they use for everything. Uh, so you can come
Well,
up.
that's not my experience actually. With certain shows, like once you get in, they want you to send an artist statement, and some shows will print it up for
Well,
your
they're
booth.
looking for something, right? But that's after the fact.
Yeah, for the
Right.
application, it's just a art materials and techniques. Art statement, the way I see it now, is the one that you put in your book explaining about you, your inspiration, and what how you got there. So and less technique than anything else.
So yeah, just read what they want, and
Yeah.
um because I know some people, might say my work is beautiful and da da da, and you don't want to say that. I mean, because that's just an opinion. So
Oh my God, traffic is horrible.
Gee, I'm glad I'm not driving with you.
What?
Yeah, you're falling
Hey,
asleep.
I just got an email from Howard Allen. One of their shows was moved. Let's see, where did I put the email? Um, West Palm Beach Art Festival is moved to Palm Beach Gardens. Isn't Palm Beach Gardens where the Artie Gras show is?
Yeah, I think so.
So that could be a good move to the site of an established show.
What weekend is that one?
I don't know. You want me? Now I have to go back and look again.
Is that the only place where you guys find like good applications for good events or
The best place is your next door neighbor at a decent show.
Yes. Word of mouth.
I was gonna say mine wasn't good.
November 15th and 16th, Oscar.
Oh, that's no when I because Audi at the same field they Audi grab, but it's in totally different months.
Right. Our Mardi Gras in February.
Yeah.
The other thing regarding shows, because we all have different experiences and different work, is going to the show website, looking at past exhibitors, especially in your medium, and looking at quality of the work, price points, that kind of thing. And not all shows have past exhibitors, but from any show, I want if I'm in the show, I want ideally a picture of my work, my name, and a link to my website.
Pinky, have you done other shows besides Art Beats and Eats, like art fairs as opposed to craft fairs?
I did Fenton Art Walk last month. And that was my first just art. Because I make candles and other crafty stuff. I've always done craft shows.
Yeah, art shows, you can only have one medium in your booth.
Unless the two relate. I mean, but they
No,
really,
no.
yes, there's a ceramic artist who she's a painter and ceramicist, and her painting and her ceramics they're incredibly cohesive. What is her name?
Yeah,
Um, hmm?
I know who you're talking about. I think it starts.
Yeah,
Or if you put in two applications and you're approved, you get in with both of them.
she has to do
Right,
two
right.
applications. Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Laura. Pinky, you're muted.
I'm at my tattoo shop, so you guys don't want to hear all of the background noises.
Oh, okay.
Am I muted? Can you hear me?
No,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. Hi, Larry.
Hi.
How often are you going to do these again?
Every week.
As a matter of fact, it's a big
Next week,
commitment.
next week is the mock jury.
Okay, so here's a request. I feel like I want a mock jury where they tell me about my art.
What do you
Like
mean
quality
tell you?
ones?
You mean
Yeah, like
critique
suggestions on the art, not just the quality of the
presentation?
photo. Yeah, I mean, it would be scary and hard, but
Well,
that's what I'm having my friends who are farther, like more consistently sell better than I do. I have them come into my booth and give me feedback.
ask Barry.
It's hard to get feedback. I personally think when you're already at a show, in a way, if you have a group of people, whether you could meet with them online or in person and talk about, and show your art and talk about it, you might be able to, like, when you're at a show already, you're there to sell. And I don't know, hearing criticism at a show, I think is kind of hard.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, because it's
counterproductive.
hard to get your spirit, keep your spirit up.
Right, right. So like, you know, if some artist, you know, starts, I don't know, criticizing my booth, it's you can't do anything about it right there.
Right.
And I don't want to, it's that's not where I want to hear it. I want to
But
hear it. Yeah.
Laura, who would you trust to actually critique your art?
Right, right. There's a couple of friends who I trust. I asked one a couple shows ago. We were there and it was super slow. It was so slow I could paint a purse
Mhm.
without missing a beat for having to greet people because nobody was there. Anyhow, I just wanted to know like when he was looking at my art, which pieces he liked, why he liked them, just because I'm
Well,
getting
talk
into some really good shows, but I'm not making consistent sales. Like I'm not hitting that $4,000 or $5,000 mark that I would really want to hit for every show.
Raise your prices.
Yeah, I just did. Yeah, that's a good
I
thing
mean, there's
too.
no guarantee you could do the best show in the world and your work could be great and you could have a zero show. I mean, there's no guarantee regarding that.
Right, but if
Um,
you're consistently not making that money, then and you're getting into good shows, then it's not necessarily the art style, but I feel like it's subject matter and presentation, like details I'm trying to tweak. So it is something I'm asking people I try to trust.
Yeah,
But
but
like by good shows, do you mean the people there you think should connect with your art, or just everybody says these are high quality shows, you should do them? Because I just happened to do a show last weekend that I thought would have been trash because they had a freaking carnival there. And it turned out the people that I've been looking for all summer were there, and I would have never guessed it if I was only going on, what was considered to be like a prestigious show.
Yeah, and I'll try one or two of those a year. I'm not doing as many shows as I used to. I'm like doing about 12 now. Well, maybe 12 to 15.
sounds like enough.
Yeah, it feels like plenty.
But as far as critique and all of that, like I've always been parts of I'm a jeweler, so metals guilds, things like, and have relationships with other jewelers and we can, talk about process depending on the relationship, uh critique and what could be better. And I really think that's a very good way just career wise to get when you have a relationship with people, um to get feedback that way.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really trying to focus on making tweaks and playing
washing
with,
dishes.
yeah. I'm in my studio. I get piled up in a week of busy work. Heading to Indianapolis Penrod this weekend. And it's just been a flurry of making new work.
See, but I don't, every piece you make is unique and different.
Right. And I hear that. So I know I have ADHD. I know I do. Like when I read about it for my kids, I'm like, oh, check, 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 check. And so there's a lot of energy in my art, and I'm trying to bring some unification to it. Like you've always said, do the same size, do the same frames. I can't handle that.
No, that has nothing to do with you.
That's more like the presentation of the booth. But I'm trying to bring like the same
No,
blue
no,
into a
I understand, but that's more like a painter or a photographer. You're not doing work like that.
yeah. Well, yeah. I am trying to unify my presentation because there's so much energy in my art. But I know the people I attract are people who like that energy. I get the wacky, wacky people in my booth because they're drawn to my wacky,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
Like I don't
No, I
I don't
know.
want to change the nature of it. I just want to make sure I'm choosing what to paint, like which animals. I like painting all animals, so why not paint cardinals that everybody loves and bluebirds and things like that. Um,
What kind of animals do you tend to paint?
well, couple of years ago, I was trying to do the most random animals, thinking, oh, somebody will just love that I actually painted this lizard, But I learned from then I need to apply to most people. So I'm trying to do, farm animals are always popular. If I'm heading to Indianapolis, I try to have a bunch of cardinals ready. I'm mostly going along the east of the country, the
Yeah, she
south.
doesn't, she doesn't know what your work is like. It's 3D mixed media.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's sculpting with paint. It's
Yeah.
really wacky. Yeah. Anyhow, that's what's on my mind lately. Is just like, I don't
I
know,
suggest looking at
selling
some
better.
of the European crafts type things because they seem to be just right ahead of the US and what's going to be popular. I mean,
Who do?
unicorns are kind of dying out, but
Yeah.
with uh, llamas and sloths and hedgehogs.
Bars. Happy
I mean,
bars are popular. Yeah.
it sounds like you have no shortage of ideas. So do what you love.
Yeah, I can
She
do like
is.
20 in one day. I can't do them all, but I have 20 ideas for each day.
And
Right, right. So
you can always make money painting artist vans.
Painting what?
Artist vans.
I know. Isn't my van fun?
Yeah.
Can't have a
Okay,
regular van.
I have to leave. Thank you for the invite. It was nice meeting you all.
And do
Mhm.
you wait a second? If you send me your email address, I'll put you on the list. I send out a reminder every Tuesday morning.
I gave you my email at the beginning of this.
Oh, you're right.
But I'll take that reminder.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Good to see you again.
Bye.
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 No, I love painting. I love painting it all. I think what I would not like is to calm down in my art and to be like serene or beautiful. Those are not my goals. Although I'm trying to make them prettier. It's just not interesting to me just to have a beautiful piece. I want I want more than that. That's not interesting.
Bigger.
Yes, my big pieces have been selling quickly
Yes.
this year.
And make them more expensive also.
Right, but I've been trying really hard to have lower price points. So yeah, it's like, well, now what?
Bigger and more expensive.
But then
And
the,
and and
And
do what you
repeat.
love. I mean, your work doesn't sound normal, so don't try to be normal.
yeah, don't fight it, huh? Yeah. It's more like I'm playing with price points and subject matter at this point. Price point, size, subject matter.
Hmm.
Trying to figure out, like, one of my friends who, she makes that consistent 4 or 5, 6,000 at a show. That I'm not there. It's like a glass ceiling. I can't get through to
Well,
there.
how long has she been doing shows,
I don't know. I've been
roughly?
doing it a while too, but I did craft shows for a long time. Anyhow, she told me that there's like a system that each artist has their own system that they have to figure out of what to make, how much to make, what sizes, what price point. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, the system.
But what about a mailing list, contact, keeping
Yeah,
in
yeah,
touch with your
yeah,
customers?
yes. And I make good regular, not as good as shows, but yeah, I have I don't know, about 1,300 on a monthly newsletter. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I'm trying to learn like those things, the business end of things.
Mhm. And with your newsletter, I personally I like to make it personal, not generic, like I'm doing this show or that show. And I think people meet us and they forget about who we are. I mean, I've seen so many people, I love your earrings, who made them? And they don't know who the artist is. And if I know, I'll tell them the name of the artist. But they forget us. I mean, there's
Yeah,
so much stimulus in people's lives that we need to remind them that we're here.
yeah, I
And
agree. That no like trust factor. I do remember though, a couple of years ago when I had never made $1,000 in a day, and now I'm disappointed if I don't. So it gives me like encouragement that I'll break that glass ceiling and I'll start making 4 or 5,000 every show.
We're
Just
also living in very strange times, and
I know, right?
economically, there's a lot we can't count on. And so, I mean, even though I'm not doing that many shows, I can tell you my mail order is completely down. My average at the artist market that I do, this is my third year doing it, and I have a log, so I know exactly how much I've made, and I can average. Last year I did 17 of them. This year I'm doing much more, but my average is down. I mean, I'd like it to go up. And
So we held on by our fingernails all last year, saying after the election, things will calm down, but they haven't. And that's so frustrating.
well, yeah, and there's a lot out of our control. And so, a lot, I mean, psychologically, nobody can make plans. And so, that's affecting people. I mean, people are losing their jobs. And so don't beat yourself up.
Yeah, I know. But my husband would like me to have a consistent income to the point where he's like, he was really pushing hard for me to get a regular job. And I just don't feel employable. Like, I think I would hate it all. I just don't
Yeah, I
want
don't
to do
blame you. I don't
any of
blame
those
you.
jobs. I just want to make art.
That is your job.
It
Right.
is. You got to get paid for your job.
Someone asked me, I was in my booth at the artist market, and someone asked me if I was retired. It's like, what are you talking about?
Here I am
And if
working right here in front
and
of
if
you.
of course, I have to answer nicely.
Yeah, people say dumb things. I mean, I say dumb things, so why can't other people? Well, there's no point in me doing your mock jury because I haven't changed my booth. I need to. Booth picture.
This year I started my images, looking at my images earlier, and there's a style of earring that's simpler that I want in, but in order to fit with the other images, I thought a certain stone would look good. So I actually made a pair of earrings. I mean, I'll sell them, but I made a pair of earrings for my jury set for when I need 5 images. And I've never really had time for that before. So we'll see.
All right. Well, I'm done with the dishes. I'm going to go get to work. I just wanted to jump in and say hey to you guys. Thanks for y'all's help.
All right. Bye-bye.
See me out. Bye.
Bye.
Hi. And Laurie, what have you been up to? Photographing people's work and helping them with their booths?
Actually, I've been off the wall busy the month of August,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still continuing.
Uh-huh.
Last year it started in September. This year it started in August. It's weird.
Uh-huh.
I think because they moved the Florida show deadlines back to the end of
Oh,
September. Remember, Coconut Grove used to close September 1st.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, now they moved them back, so all the artists are scrambling to apply to Florida shows.
So why do you think they did that? I mean, maybe they weren't getting enough applicants.
No, no.
Oh.
But I mean, Camille's one of my jurors, so
Mm-hmm.
and she's sending people to me for the mock jury too.
Yeah. I applied to a Florida show. I figure I could fly if I were to get in.
Which show?
I- Um, Winter Park?
Okay. The March one, right?
Yeah. Oh, is there another one?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a November and a March.
Ah, I didn't realize that. Yeah. And I was shocked at the prize money. I mean, I don't know from that at shows.
Yeah,
There's so much of it.
the March show is the fine arts show. The the fall show is more crafty. And I
Uh-huh.
think
So,
it's limited to Florida residents too. I'm not sure.
okay. Well then. But yeah, there's I mean, do all those Florida shows have such um big prize money?
Uh,
Yes, Allison.
Yeah. I mean, the best in show wins something like $12,000.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Whoa.
well, look at Gasparilla. It's even more than that.
Really? Wow.
There are
We're,
people that only do Gasparilla to try to win the award, and that's the only show they do each year.
huh. So, and where does that award comes from? Different foundations, the award money or something
I
like that?
guess it
Different.
comes from sponsors.
Hmm. But even the down ballot awards um are are also really high, and there's a lot of awards.
Yeah. Camille used to be the director of Winter Park.
Ah, okay. Right.
Now
Yes,
she's
I
the
kind of
director
remember
of
that.
Coconut Grove.
Right. I mean, you have to apply to more shows than you're going to do because you don't know what you'll be rejected from.
Right. You
And
should have said that when Pinky was here.
you're right. You're right. But
But
then if you get into all of them, then it's hard not to do them.
Well, you picked the best, or what you think is the best,
Yeah, but it's hard. It's sort of like a feast or famine situation.
or you
Could be
send Eric.
sometimes. No, no.
Yes, you can apply to everything, and uh, then you have to figure out what you can really afford to do. That's
Well,
the way.
there's that too. There's the distance and right, what makes sense.
Yeah, and being able to string shows together.
Right. And I can string teaching along with shows. That's what we used to do when I lived in California because it was far to get to everything. And so I would have teaching in between and they put you up and all that. So that helped. I was thinking of maybe looking into some East Coast shows because I can teach in Massachusetts and but I have to tell them now really. But there are a lot of shows out there that they're good if they're within, say, a day or two drive, but not quite worth a cross country trip. So it's hard to,
Yeah.
decipher. And
So what would you apply to in Massachusetts besides Paradise City?
no, I wouldn't apply to that. So I used to do Craft Boston, which was very good for me.
Is
And I
that
have a local,
still is that still in
n-
existence?
no, not since COVID.
Right.
And it was one of those shows, it was not good for everyone. It was a very slow show, but it was the right audience for me. But if you're in Boston, if you live in Boston, you're not going to go to Marlborough, Mass. I mean, it's, very much a city sort of thing. And the Paradise City shows, they're beautiful shows. They're very heavy with jewelers. One of the things I like about the fine art and craft shows is because you have 2D, you don't have as many jewelers, and it's just there's more variety. And I like that. I think that works really well because it's not just this glut of jewelers. So, um, anyway, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't applied to Smithsonian in a very long time, so I might do that. But then I think, do I want to go to Washington, D.C. if I were to get in, which I never have? So, um, do I want to waste my $50? So many questions, no answers. Sometimes you just have to go ahead and apply and just wait and see and make the
Cross your
decision.
fingers.
So, but yeah, I mean, there aren't, you know, shows that are a day's drive is one thing.
Hey, I gotta
Um,
take Elvis out. I'll be right back.
mm. I mean, Oscar, I know you've done or have applied to some Western shows, and that's such a long trip for you, and making it more expensive. So it's,
I
worth it if there's a couple, but yeah.
I I really, sometimes it's the choices, like a next year, um, I will apply to high desert or in the peril. If I get in, I will make the trip. I just
Mhm.
I don't have a problem. I think that after um I don't want to do shows with Amy Anders. She just crossed the line that I would never go back to do any of her shows.
Mhm. If you're applying to those two shows, you might look at the photographers who did it. Sun Valley, which it could be really, there's so few people, so few customers at the show, but it could be really, really, really good. And so if you know anyone who's done it in the last year or two, maybe you can um, communicate with them and see if it might be worth you trying if you were going to be out there anyway.
Yeah, the problem, the Sun Valley and the high desert is like a week in between. And that's a show what I was what I'm planning to do is to apply to Chesterton again and see if I get in.
Which one?
It's a small show, Chesterton, Indiana,
Ah, okay.
instead of going to Park City.
Hmm.
Um, then do Lexington, Kentucky, which is 2 weeks after that, and then from Lexington I drive straight to High Desert.
Hmm.
To which show?
Lexington, Kentucky
And then to where?
A
to
desert.
High Desert.
What high? You mean Art in the High Desert?
Yeah,
We're
Bend,
talking
Oregon?
about, yeah, we're
You
talking about shows that it's
driving
only worth
across
it if you
country.
have what?
Driving across country.
Right. We're talking about that, like, what would make it worth it,
Oh, there's two
you know,
Oscars here now.
I'm getting out of that one.
oh.
Um, yeah, that's a
Because yeah, I
far
mean,
drive. Do you have anything else on the West Coast lined up?
If I do it, it would be next year,
But
because uh,
you still
I
need
try
something
to
else.
what?
You still need another one or two shows lined up with it.
so that's what we're talking about. Like if I did an East Coast show, like if I was in Chicago, if I got into Old Town, from there, it's close to the East Coast. And then, looking at shows, and I know I could teach, um, but looking at things to line up, of course, there's no guarantees. But as far as what would make it worth it, and I think that's why he was talking about this show in Indiana, like things that bring you, sort of set you up to make it worth it for the long drive.
The long
It's just that
drive.
there's nothing. I will have to figure out if there's something else after Out in the Pearl. If not, I will just go for those two shows and take a gamble
Well,
with
you
those
could
two.
do Kings Mountain in Woodside, California. It's in the Redwood Forest. You could sleep in your van, and it's I used to do the show. I love the show. It eventually kind of went down for me, but I think it could be good for
But
you. It's something to look into.
yeah, but
It's
that's not the same weekend as Out in the Pearl.
no, it's Labor Day weekend. It's $100 booth fee and 15%. And the show
But
hours are easy.
Out in the pro is in the weekend of the labor weekend also.
Ah, you're right. I'm confused. Yes, you're right. You're right. Never mind. Um, what happens is everybody does the cannonball run to the East Coast.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I want to be, if I get to St. Louis that year it's with my luck, but I got a little show that I do instead that I'm going to do this weekend. Oh my God, my poor baby. No, I was hoping to be able to do better with. I was looking for Brighton to do better, but that crowd. I don't care what people say. It was not my crowd. So it's it was a one and done for me.
What about, have you ever done, or Larry, do you know about this at all? Armonk in New
Sure.
York?
I did Armonk for like 20 years.
Oh, okay.
And then
Well,
now now 20 years ago, IBM donated the running track property to the town. So they have the show inside of the running track. Um,
mhm.
there's a hotel walking distance. It's one of the best shows in the country for large, expensive work
Ah,
because everybody there works on Wall Street.
got it. So, that's in the fall, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Arma, Roos Museum, and Gracie Square all line
Yeah,
up around the Jewish holidays.
right. Bruce Museum. Oh no, that there was another one in Baltimore, Academy of Art Museum, and they are not running their show this year, I noticed.
Bruce Museum is in Greenwich, Connecticut.
Right,
That's another one where people don't ask the price.
right. Yeah, I've seen their application.
Sue Brown Gordon runs it now.
Okay. It's such a risk for me, you know, the expense, to fly out there and rent a car and um
Yeah, I used to do Bruce Museum, Armonk,
mhm,
and Gracie Square.
mhm.
So Susan runs Bruce Museum now?
She always has,
Okay.
even before she became a show director.
Oscar, I like the way your cat keeps going in and out of focus. It makes it look like she's magical. I like magic powers to disappear. I'm gonna have
Oh, now she's getting it.
I'm probably gonna have my cat Blender at setup this weekend in LaGrange.
Did you say your cat Blender?
Yeah,
So your cat's name is Blender.
yeah, she's a calico. And when we got her, my kids were really little, and I guess they'd never seen a calico because they were just so wowed by her colors. Like they said it looked like you took all the cats and put them in a blender.
Oh, that's great.
There's always a good story.
Yeah, so I won't have checked into the hotel yet this weekend, so she'll be hanging out with me during setup.
It's a slow show, just to let you know, and I mean slow.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, but oh well.
Slow shows could be good.
It's always good for me, except for last year.
Mhm. You know,
So
shows that are way too busy, I don't do. That's why I I may apply to Jazz Fest, but I'm sure that's a really, really, really busy show. And um I generally, I mean, of course, it's impossible to know, but um, there's a certain pace that works. But it's also, when I set up my booth, people can come in and get away from that traffic too. So I don't know. I always try to figure out the answer, but I think the answer is just to simply show up.
Yeah, and
And
I'm so, oh, go ahead.
oh no, I was texting a friend this Saturday or last Saturday, and we had an event here called Zozobra. It's you burn. It's like Burning Man, but it's been around for 101 years, and but it brings 60,000 people to town. No, the town is only 85,000 people, and anyway, so there were a lot of people that didn't seem like my kind of customer, and I thought, oh, I'm going to have a zero day, and it was 11 o'clock. We start at 9 in the morning, but um, and then I made this really amazing sale. And I texted a friend saying, yeah, this is not my crowd. And then I ended up making two sales, and it was a really, really good day. It's not like the bulk you might get at an art fair, a 3-day weekend art fair, but I mean, for 10 minutes away from where I live and $100 out and 5 hours, um, it's pretty phenomenal, especially when I think about the shows I've traveled to and I've just broken even. And but so yeah, I texted my friend saying, yeah, this is probably not going to be my day. And then I texted her later and I said, I'm reminded that I have to tell myself it's always good to show up.
Yeah. And I'm so new at this that although I always hoped, have lots of sales and, really profitable shows, I I try really hard just to remind myself that right now I'm just trying to learn, like, what can I learn at this particular show? And if I sell great, fantastic. But
Mhm.
I'm still so new.
Well,
I just want to learn as much as I can.
I agree with that. Even like I've been doing this for 30 years, and I feel like if I don't have a great show, what did I learn or what did I cultivate? Because some shows they ebb and flow as far as they're almost like advertising if it's a break even show, but it pans out later. Um, and I mean, there are shows that are just it's not the right audience as well. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a great attitude always. Like, what are you getting out of that show? If it's not making money, then hopefully it's something else. And it also helps with the attitude as far as keeping a good attitude, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crucial.
Okay, I'm gonna take off. I've got to go eat dinner.
Oh,
Bye.
lucky you. I was thinking about the same thing.
All right. See you guys later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
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 See you next week, then.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Next week is the mock jury, Oscar.
I know. I'll be there.
I know. With bells on your toes.
Yep.
All right.
I should probably go too.
Yeah,
Thanks,
we all
Larry.
have to go. I have to go feed Elvis.
Ah.
That's important.
Yeah,
Well, thanks for having this again, and
sure.
um,
Hey, now we can do it every week out of
all right,
boredom.
take care. No,
Bye.
it's always interesting.
It
It's
is.
always interesting as long as people aren't a total pain in the ass,
Right.
right?
And actually, it was good today because we had somebody that was new that was
Asking
asking
questions,
questions.
right? Absolutely.
All right.
Take
Bye,
care.
Allison.